ToonGrin.com.
Furries. After many months of insane anticipation and insultingly large amounts of Rule 34 artwork, Disney's Zootopia has finally made its way into theaters. I've personally tried to keep as much away from the hype as possible to come into this movie with the most normalized of expectations. With that said, that sloth trailer was crap. Disney, you just cut out an entire scene from the movie, which A, is painfully lazy, B, ruins the joke before the movie is even out, and C, just gives your audience the impression that everything you're going to do for Zootopia is on this level. But as I said, I had no expectations for the movie, outside of just hoping it'd be good, and as a moderate furry myself, I'm part of Disney's other demographic for Zootopia, so this will be an interesting perspective for you to see. But what's the story? Zootopia stars an up-and-coming police officer rabbit named Judy Hopps. After facing many adversities and having completely unsupportive parents, she becomes the first bunny cop and gets assigned to Zootopia Police Department. But being a spunky optimist on the force does nothing when she is faced with unfair prejudice and gets stuck being a meter maid as opposed to the cop she wants to be. That is until a serial kidnapping case lands in her lap where 14 predators have gone missing. Chief Bogo gives her 48 hours to solve it or she has to turn in her badge. So can the little cute bunny cop solve this case? Maybe if she gets help from a sly fox named Nick Wilde. If you kept up with Zootopia reviews, one of the key words that is often used to describe it is clever, and I agree. As you can take from the plot summary, the major theme of this movie is racial discrimination, as it takes the various species and food chain classifications, predator and prey, and frames them in a way creating an allegorical mirroring to real-life prejudice. For example, Judy under the theme could represent the first minority or female cop, and this theming is the backbone of the movie. It fleshes out the background of both of our main leads, and is the crux to the overarching mystery of the disappearing predators. From a writer's perspective, I do applaud this interweaving theme of race, but thankfully also the story writers didn't go completely overboard on the animal racism, giving a few characters nicer demeanors, despite the classification as predator or prey, to be nice on Judy. If there weren't any characters like that, I could see people getting annoyed at how overwhelmingly against the world Judy's position is, which could just suck the fun out of Zootopia. But the mature theme of prejudice isn't the key saving grace of this movie, because out of this theming emerges two likable characters, Nick Wilde played by Jason Bateman, and Judy Hopps played by Jennifer Goodwin. Starting off with a fox that got the furry community all a-buzzing and compared to Disney's Robin Hood, Nick is your archetypical con artist, sly, cunning, apathetic, with a dry and persuasive mannerism, which makes him kind of dull at first. Don't get me wrong, Nick does get better once we learn of his past, but before that his pessimistic attitude is very by-the-book safe. No real surprises to have for a fox character. But maybe the reason I found Nick so dull was because he was partnered with Judy, who despite what the trailers made you think, is the main character of Zootopia, and has more dimension that should be given credit for. Like I said before, she's the spunky, optimistic, can-do gal, and while we have seen that blade before, it's refreshing to have Judy start off her cruddy assigned position at ZBD, but not with the mindset, man, I deserve better than this, but I'm going to do the best job I can in this cruddy position. That sort of passion to do her very best gives her a very positive energy to her character, and coupled with her very resourceful thinking, and she becomes the ultimate optimist to have a foil to the apathetic Nick. It's these two characters that put the cherry on top of the theme of racial discrimination. It would have been easy for just Judy to go through the discrimination, but it's truly more clever to show how Nick went through the same as her, despite being a predator versus a prey. Despite that cleverness though, my major criticism of the movie is the mystery aspect felt weak and has some flubs at points, 2 points to be exact. Firstly, it's red herring antagonist, which I won't spoil, but in broad terms, the character comes off as too passive in the narrative. They appear like 3 times, acting only mildly jerkish and self-profiting, making the twist that they are the red herring rather obvious. Secondly, and I will spoil this one as no one would understand if I was too broad on the subject, halfway through the movie, Judy and Nick visit with a witness to one of the disappearances, and the witness mentions that he's afraid of night howlers, and that he will tell the two all that he knows. Simply put, he doesn't get the chance to do that, but more to the point, night howlers ends up referring to 2 separate things, one interlocked with a theme of race, and the other the true answer. Now, the problem I have with this key clue scene is that the witness would have only known about the one meaning to night howlers, the false answer. There is no reason why this witness would have had any idea about the true answer to the mystery, especially seeing as the witness was a predator, one of the intended targets of the disappearances. Having him know what night howlers actually meant doesn't make sense in the flow of the narrative, but it's still a key scene that helps Judy solve the case, and for a movie that even I say is clever, that's a fumble. And wrapping around these wonderful themes, characters, and flubbed mystery is the world and animation of Zootopia. I was very impressed in the actual mechanical aspect of Zootopia, how mechanically they have developed different biomes in their city, how transportation worked for various sizes of animals. It's clearly a very diverse world that was quite thought out. They didn't get lazy and just make everyone anthro with similar sizes and builds, but kept them all different, which made the world more fascinating. Although the nudist colony makes no sense. They don't have genitals to show off to begin with. Maybe Disney, you should have completed that joke with comically placed censor bushes, huh? The animation art style too is very vibrant and fitting for Disney quality, although the aesthetics of the animation does it really well like in Wreck-It Ralph. However, the mechanics of the world do a lot to put the vibrant art style to its full potential. When you get right down to it, this is another good Disney movie. Not the best, not flawless, but it explores its theming in a clever fashion, its main characters are likable and sweet, and the world is interesting to observe. Zootopia for any fan of anthropomorphic animals, or just plain old Disney, will definitely find this to be a worthwhile watch.
I'm Gazelle. Welcome to Zootopia.